Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Carolina Panthers and the Detroit Lions. Teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Ford Field. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4 on second down.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Fakes the handoff. Now Corral to throw it. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
He's going to air one out for Anderson. And this is caught. Touchdown. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked out officially at the 21. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Once again, it's Swift. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. There you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
And that's something you have to get ready for defensively, because in today's NFL, teams will use their wide receivers on jet sweeps, end arounds. They'll move them back in the backfield and make them running backs. Partner, this was much more of a tap pass, but effective nonetheless.
And I think both guys love it. If you're a quarterback, it's an easy completion. If you're a wide receiver, you get the easy reception and also a chance to try to make a play with your feet. And with the play clock at 5, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10. They'll run right here with Swift. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 40 yards rushing for him now. What a drive for him to kick off the new season. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. On a jet sweep, here comes Chark. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is 3rd and goal. They'll run with Swift. They push forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. He handed it off there, but I don't really know if he would have kept it or tried to do anything else if it would have mattered.
Yeah, it's not always a wrong read when a play gets stacked up. Sometimes they're just at the line of scrimmage with just too many bodies to maneuver.
And as a result, now they're looking at a 4th down. So taking a risk here early in the new year, they're going to go for it. Operating from the gun. Start. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. He's at the 50, 30, 10, and he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. Zerline now for the PAT. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead.
13, Lions nothing.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From the end zone, here comes Williams. Williams loses the football, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
On 1st down, it's Corral. His throw caught at about the 5. Touchdown, Panthers. Tommy Trimble from 21 yards away. And the Panthers are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Zerline good with a PAT. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
These guys certainly need something good to go their way because this first quarter has been something of a disaster for them trying to move the ball. But that completion there maybe can get them focused and moving in the right direction.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Back to throw. Start. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports.
Lions nothing.
To throw on 2nd down. Stark. He gets this one to Johnson. Another completion there, and we think back to the draft in the spring. This franchise essentially handing him the keys to the operation, a top 5 pick. Charles, how ready do you think he is?
I think he's ready for the NFL in terms of size, speed, the makeup of him, the character of him. The key's going to be, will this team accept everything he brings to the game and adapt to it? Not just necessarily plug him into something that he doesn't do well.
He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 40. 21 yards there on third down.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick six just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This one caught. It's the tight end, Hawkinson. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a 2nd down here. A nice throw right there, and these fans getting their first look at their QB1 of the future. And I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start away from home so you don't have the extra pressure of that crowd behind you. But I say ride the wave. Embrace it. Go ahead and play to that level, and I think it's going to benefit him in the long run.
Swift will take this one in. It's a Lions touchdown. So part of it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took him home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
On 2nd and a yard, Corral. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's got room. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Carolina. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. And it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. But not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed Old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From the end zone, here comes Williams. Williams loses the football, and it's picked up by the Panthers. Panthers. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line.
Oftentimes when we talk about piling on in any subject, it's a negative. In this case, for this team, it's a real positive. Just scored. Now they go down, knock the ball free, get it back. They got a chance to really increase their lead and put themselves in the driver's seat.
On the other side, a little insult. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Aiden Hutchinson able to drop him for a loss of a couple. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. This will be caught at about the 5. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Fourth down. Here's Corral. They'll roll him out right. Touchdown! Tommy Trimble. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. Now Zerline on and the extra point. And that stretches the lead to 27.
Makes the score Panthers 34, Lions 7.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
And I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Off play action. Start. He's airing it out for Williams. It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to be shoved out, but not before he gets this down to the 20-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. 53 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Here's a throw right. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. But I believe a Lion was there to recover it. Yes, they will indeed keep possession.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. The fumble on first down. Now here's second down.
Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And that is incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late. They're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down.
That's on the tackle, Penei Sewell.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on third and long? Off the play fake. Start.
Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions.
A great play there. 29 yards.
And the Lions get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And the lead now down to 20. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Corral with it. First down here. Trying to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted.
Picked up by Mike Hughes. And he will bring it back. An interception return for the Lions. Touchdown.
Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
And we do have one because of what you just described. A defense that understood what was going on in this game and did something about it. They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half and just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Corral getting right back to it after the pick six. Pass complete to Moore.
The 20. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Panthers will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. A final shot before break. Stark. He's got a man complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. From the end zone, here comes Williams. Oh, good-looking return set up here. Running room at the 50. Look out. And now off to the races down the right side. He will score. Touchdown, Lions. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much and you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Starting the second half with a run by McCaffrey. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try to make some plays into it.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, and talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get him going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said. That they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up second down.
Off the play fake. Here's Corral.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Corral sets up play action. Trying to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah.
And he will bring it back. An interception return for the Lions. Touchdown.
McCann for the point after.
And the lead will shrink to 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now.
Aiden Hutchinson in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Here's Johnny Hacker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Looking to throw on second down. Start. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8.
Looking to throw. Start.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
And next time, Brandon, I think you might want to consider running it because those defensive backs, they were plastered to the receivers, and they weren't letting up as that play went on.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw again. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Over 100 yards receiving for him now in the opener. And it's a first down.
A nice completion there for the first down. And Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the...
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
DeAndre Swift, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions have tied the ball game with a chance to go ahead now in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter. Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their lead, they have seen it evaporate completely after such a good first half. They've been shut down here in the 3rd quarter.
Searching for answers, trying to figure out what it's going to take to get back to where they were before. The big part of it is that sometimes you don't have to go exotic now. You go back to basics. Being able to run the football, string some things together, some effective passes, try and get a rhythm established again, and try and get back in the lead.
Back in the lead, like you said, back to the basics. On second down, McCaffrey. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down plays.
On the play fake, Corral. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. Back to throw. Stark. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Brandon Smith with a nice rush to get him down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Well, this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Off play action. Stark. He's airing it out for Williams. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Looking to throw. Stark. He's going to let it go again. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Here's more on the return. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. On the move to his left. He's got the connection to Moore.
Everyone has their strengths, able to move to the right or the left, being able to throw the football. So that means you've got to work on both because you never know which way you're going to get flushed by pressure. In this situation, able to escape to his left and makes an accurate throw.
On 3rd down, Corral. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up, and I think the ball's out. And the offense is going to get the ball back. After all that, heck, it'll be a first. Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it back. Game is salted away. fumbles on the return. Atlanta gets it back, drives down, kicks the game-winning field goal.
How about that? And a crazy situation we just saw there. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. To throw on third down. Stark. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a one-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, it's a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Corral.
His throw incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for.
Fourth down, desperation time. Here's Corral.
He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Now whistles. Flag down, and I believe one of the Panthers got moving early. The full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Corral. That's caught. It's McCaffrey again.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game.
This has been an up-and-down, back-and-forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Corral to throw.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Fourth down, here's Corral. That caught by Tremble. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Now Corral. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Here's Corral. And that is incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely four-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Corral setting up to pass it here.
Looking left sideline, it's complete. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
Corral going to look to throw it.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Lions have recovered.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
They go down to a knee, and the new campaign off to a good start. It's a win here in Week 1.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's got to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Lions, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they'll get another home date next week as the Raiders will come to town. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington.